Good evening, everybody. I'm today's Hot New Country B105.7's Derek Michaud. Just wanted to do a special radio show that is going to talk about last week's tournament win. After 12 years, I'm finally back in the winner's circle. And finally winning a USBC title. And, so since the media is not knocking down my door, wanting to talk to me, which is fine. I mean, I'm good with it. So, where I own my own online country radio station, and I could actually do other things besides play country music, why not get on the air and discuss a little bit about the tournament, the 7th annual USBC Maine State Open Championships. This year, they were at formerly Yankee Lanes, now known as Spare Time Lanes in in Portland. Okay, there is Spare Time in Lewiston. I am in Maine, obviously. And I have always wanted to win a title there. And as a matter of fact, the very first time that I ever stepped in the door, we'll call it Yankee Lanes because that's what it was back then. Very first time I ever stepped in the door at Yankee Lanes, it was for the Coca-Cola Championships that YABA used to have. Now it's sponsored by Pepsi, but back then it was Coca-Cola. So my father actually told me that the tournament was at Yankee Lanes in Portland. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm 13 years old. I don't really know what that means at the time, but now the tournament was a 6-game tournament, and me wanting to be bowling as much as I can, I was like, I want to bowl. Let's bowl. Let me bowl some practice. And so I did. But what I ended up doing was hurting myself because before the tournament actually even started, I developed a blister. And so, yeah, that kind of screwed that up. Not only that, but I lost my train of thought. Not only that, but I had a really high backswing. Still kind of do, but back then I was way out of control. Like, I would just throw the ball hard. I would just take the ball and heave it without any purpose. So that was pretty, it was fun. I mean, I'm 13 years old. I'm in a bowling alley. At that time, I don't really care. I don't know anything about lane conditions at that time. I don't know about anything about lane surface, ball surface, anything like that. I don't know. So that tournament goes by the wayside. And ever since then, I've always liked Yankee Lanes, a.k.a. Spare Time in Portland, because the place looks nice. And for somebody who's visually impaired, it takes one step. Now, I stand pretty close to the arrows, so and the reason I do that is because I have a very, very, very slight case of cerebral palsy and visual impairment. The optic nerve in my right eye is damaged. Not really relevant to the story, but I'll never be able to drive a car, just in case you were wondering. And glasses don't really help. It's nerve, so it is what it is, and I move on, and my life is phenomenal. So, because at the time, Yankee Lanes, they had a really nice lane surface. It was a synthetic surface. It was a harder synthetic surface. And the arrows were very easy for me to see, and very easy for me to see down lane as well. So that is that. The So that was 1993, or 94. Yes, it was 1994 when I bowled my very first Coca-Cola tournament at Yankee Lanes in Portland. Now, I don't go back there for 5 years after that. And it was awesome. It was actually, you know what? No, it was 4 years later. I went back there for another for a travel tournament, YABA travel tournament, and we'll call it USBC because that's what it is now. And YABA is part of USBC, so it's just all USBC. So we'll say a USBC travel tournament. USBC stands for United States Bowling Congress, and I went back there in 1998, and what an awesome weekend that was, because went to see Colin Ray the couple days before, and then stayed the night in Portland Friday night, and Saturday night Saturday bowled the tournament, and then went home. So a lot of fun. Actually, we might have even stayed Saturday night. I don't remember that much. I mean, my memory is good. I remember a whole bunch of stupid stuff, but I don't remember that. So, I don't know. My nose is itching for some reason, not to be graphic or disgusting. So that's why you might hear me fiddling with it, not picking it. I'm just trying to scratch it. All right, and now in 1999 or 2000, I believe, was in that season. Again, back at Yankee Lanes, and another USBC travel tournament. And at this point, I'm in love with the place. It is a dream of mine to someday win a title there. And I would give anything to win a title there. So, just checking to see if anybody's tuning in. And if you are, yes, I'm babbling again. I'm discussing the tournament win this last weekend, over at Spare Time Lanes in Portland. So we go to a travel. We go to the travel tournament, and at this point, I'm on tour full time. My dad and I traveled to every tournament. It was every other weekend, so that's what we did, and thank him greatly for that. As a youth bowler, I got 6 USBC titles. We'll go over my resume in just a moment. Well, we can go over it now. My first title was in 1995 at Ken's Family Bowling Center in Skowhegan, Maine. Class E state singles, and also won the team event with a good friend Peter Eisentrager and Jeff Hutchinson, and I believe we bowled with a gentleman by the name of Ryan. I'm not sure his last name. We won the team, so there was, and for a long time I've forgotten about that. Not that I've forgotten about that, but I just I didn't count that as one of my titles, but it is. So, it's one of my titles, and definitely not trying to make it all about me, but yeah, that is one of my titles. So as a junior bowler, I've amassed 6 titles. There was those 2, and then I didn't win for 3 years, and the day that I won my 3rd title, we're all going. I'm supposed to be going to Limestone, Maine, obviously, with somebody who, for some reason, the trip didn't happen for him, he couldn't go. So my father steps up and gives me a lift down, so we go and bowl the tournament, win the tournament. And the funny thing is, my back is killing me that day. I don't know. I slept on it wrong. And whatever. But I won that tournament using a Columbia 300 Yellow Dot. This was before I went to Brunswick full time. And so won that tournament. And then in 1999, let's see, this was in October. I believe I was using the same ball. Went back and defended, and successfully defended. And did not go back in 2000. As a matter of fact, the 1999-2000 season was probably my best season on the YABA Travel Tournament Tour, or USBC Travel Tournament Tour, because I won 2 titles that year. I won in Limestone back in October of 99. And then I went to Skowhegan on January 4 of 2000 and won that tournament. Now, that day, I know we were talking about my Portland escapades, but we will get back to that, trust me. I can't make this a 10-minute show. I mean, what kind of fun would that be? So, January 4, 2000, what a phenomenal day that was. So that league season, I'm obviously a junior bowler, and I get the honor, and I mean probably the greatest honor that I could have at that time was bowling with my all-time bowling idol, Jimmy Clark. I bowled, and it was basically 2-man teams, so we bowled together every week, and wow. It was probably my favorite league season out of all the years that I've been bowling league. That by far, the 99-2000 season was my favorite league season, for the simple fact that I can't believe I got to bowl with somebody like that, somebody of his caliber, for a whole league season. So, on this particular day, January 4, 2000, we're bowling at Heritage Bowling Center, which is now the Sports Arena. Anyway, Heritage Bowling Center, we are bowling. I don't know what pair we were bowling on. Might have been 19 and 20, but I don't know for sure. We are bowling, and it's the third game. And he shoots 300. And I feel bad for him because he did that, and I'll tell you why. Every year on January 4, I will go on Facebook and I will say, hey, this is the anniversary of the day that you bowled 300, the day that I won a title. And I'm sure it embarrasses him, and I apologize for that. Or, I think it flatters him. I'm going to tell myself that it does, because I don't want to be like, I'm bugging Jimmy Clark. I don't want to do that. So, that day, excuse me, one moment. If I'm talking so much, I should probably give myself something to drink, right? This is not going to be like the typical radio shows that you hear on here, where I'm all business and doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just going to talk to you and be laid back about it and be all, it's going to be fun. Now, so he shoots 300. I don't know what his other 2 games were, but anyway, he shoots 300. And then we're done that. And now the tournament's at 3 o'clock. So we got to get to Skowhegan and get ready to show up and bowl. And we do. I qualify as the top seed. And I'm going to fast forward and just, I'm going to rewind in just